Okay, ma. We have started explaining the concept of accounting. What is accounting? Do you remember? Calculation of monetary inflow and outflow. We call it the transaction. Transaction means transfer of money from one person to another. Transfer of money from one person to another. Recording of the transfer is called accounting. When we record the transfer of money, we call it accounting. Wait. This is what we started. Accounting is essentially about recording a transaction. Transaction takes place. It always takes place when we give money to someone or receive money from someone. Okay. Money is always balanced because it leaves one person, it goes to some other person. Okay, ba? Then there is another thing. There is a concept called credit and debit. We usually think that the person who receives money is credited something, whereas no. The person who gains respect through the transaction is called the creditor. The giver is the person who receives credit, because he gains respect. Okay, the receiver is the debtor, because he receives money and loses his respect. It is simple. When any transaction takes place, think of which party loses respect by receiving money. Okay, that person is debtor. So, okay, then the person who gives money gains respect. He is the creditor. Okay, therefore, any transaction should be viewed as a credit and a debit, which balance each other. We call it balancing of transactions. When balance sheet is prepared, all credits added up will match the debits written. Okay, this is called balancing. Zero balance account. There is nothing. Okay, money changes hands. Many actions take place, whereas the net result is always zero, because all credits add up to all debits balanced. Okay. Okay, accounting is the recording, verification and tallying of monetary transactions. Accounting. Anyway, we start again. Okay, accounting is about recording, verification and tallying of monetary transactions. Is missing. Okay. Accounting transaction may relate to assets, liabilities, income, expenditure, inventory, etc. Income is the receipt of money for services we may have carried out. Work. We work for somebody. We call it service. Okay. And we get paid. It is against a service. We sell some product. We get money. It is also income, whereas we receive it for selling a product. Okay. Income is the money we get for having rendered a service or having given an object. Okay. Then expenditure. Expenditure is the money we pay for getting an object, getting any commodity, anything, dress, or a computer, laptop, anything, mobile phone, whatever. Okay, we spend money and it's called expenditure. We pay the money against an object, or we pay the money for the services rendered. A mechanic repairs your motorcycle. He is paid for the services, not for any object. Okay, then we pay money for goods we receive or services we receive. Okay, that is called expenditure. Then asset. Asset is something which can be sold. It is an object, whereas it's not like a dress. It's not like a watch. It's not for personal use. When you sell it, you will get some money. Whenever an object you buy will generate money when you sell it, it's called an asset. It sits. It's a liability. It sits. Whereas when you choose to sell, it will give you some money. It's called asset. Okay. Asset means any object which can be sold, to generate money. It's like a gold chain, gold ring. You have it. In case of an emergency, you can sell or pledge it. Okay, it's an asset. Whereas your watch is not an asset. Okay, your pen is not an asset. Your dress is not an asset. You will not get any money when you choose to dispose it. Okay, therefore an asset gives you money when you choose to dispose it. Okay, liability. Liability is the thing by failing which you will be considered a sinner or a person of low order. You have to pay taxes. Tax. Whenever there is some income, we are liable to pay income tax. When you do not pay the tax, it becomes a liability. You employ 100 persons in your company. When you fail to make payment to their account at the end of the month, it is a liability, because by failing to pay, you will be incurring what? Ridicule. People will start speaking ridiculous. Ridiculous means shameful things. Shameful things about the person. It's a liability. When you fail to pay the taxes, somebody will report it, and income tax department may enter the chamber. Tana Sendakuta. It's a liability. You do not pay the tax, you hide away from the taxing system. When found out, it brings ridicule. Anything which is ridiculous when not done is called a liability. Okay, then inventory. Inventory is the product we buy. It's not for personal use. It's not an asset in the sense of selling back, whereas it will be used for our production. When you run a company, you have several raw materials to be bought. All of them come under the category of inventory. Okay, inventory is like rice, pepper powder, masala powder, and other things bought by your mother. Okay, she buys all of them. She is not going to sell them. She is not going to use them raw, whereas she will produce other things using the material, using the goods. Okay, a factory is run with several raw materials. When you invest money in raw materials, this comes under the category of inventory. You will use it later on. You will begin to use when you produce some products. Okay, it's inventory. Then expenditure, flow of money. In normal transactions, flow of money may be categorized under assets, liabilities, income, expenditure, or inventory. Again, assets, liabilities, income, expenditure, or inventory. Once more, assets, liabilities, income, expenditure, or inventory. These are the common categories in which we transact. We spend money or we receive money. Okay. Then accounting transactions are chronological in nature, which means each transaction contains a date. Chronological. What is chronograph? Chronogram. Have you heard of the term? Chronograph. Chronogram. In your 10th standard, you will be given timeline chart. Timeline. Draw the timeline for Indian independence movement. Draw the timeline for some dynasty, Gupta dynasty. Timeline. That is chronological. Time. As the passage of time occurs, some changes happen. Accounting is also based on time. The date on which the transaction took place is very important. Okay. Sometimes time is also important, whereas time is not recorded in normal transactions. In banking transactions, time is also recorded. Date along with time. Date and time, both are recorded in normal transactions. Okay. For banks, both time and date are important. Whereas for normal accounting, we record only the date of transaction. That is sufficient. Okay. Then chronological means chronograph. Chrono, it means time. Chronograph, chronological, all this means time. Chronograph, chronometer. Chronometer was the first name for watch. A watch which is very accurate is called chronometer. Chronometer stands for the time measuring instrument. The instrument for measuring time. Okay, then accounting transactions are chronological in nature, which means transaction contains a date. Date is the first part of any transaction. Without date, no transaction should be entered. Okay, then accounts are recorded in 8-column format. Normal accounting takes place in 8-column format. First 4 columns are meant for debit, The next four columns are meant for credit. Okay, we normally call them DR and CR. DR and CR. Okay. First four columns of the account sheet are meant for debit or DR. Debit stands for DR. Then the columns 5 to 8. The next four columns stand for credit. Okay, CR. Okay, 5, 6, 7, and 8 stand for credit. Okay, CR. Okay. So in total, how many columns are there in accounting? 8 columns. First four for debit, second four for credit. Regular class online classes offline classes Friday class Okay. Now listen. We said there is an 8 column format for accounting. Okay. What are the 8 columns? Column 1 is meant for date on the debit side. You just take a look at this. There is no accounting form, sample form. I wish to show you a sample form. No, the first column is meant for date. Then fifth column is also meant for date, whereas it's the date for credit. In case of a credit transaction, date is the fifth column. In case of debit transaction, the date will be recorded in the first column. Debit, we receive money. Credit, we give to someone else. Okay. Then column 2 is meant for particulars on debit side. Particulars means description. We may forget why this amount was given. You give 500 rupees to a person. Okay. You say you are the creditor and someone is the debitor. But we may forget the purpose after a while. Therefore, second column records the purpose of your transaction. Second column and the sixth column. Second one and the sixth one are meant for purpose. Second one is the debit side purpose. Sixth one is the credit side purpose. Okay. Then column 3 is meant for journal or folio on debit side. Journal or folio. What is a journal? Journal means day-to-day recording. It's like the rough note. When you attend class, you may scribble something on your rough note. Then you will make it fair after a while. Similarly, accounting is also done in 2 stages. When the transaction happens, we will scribble on a journal or folio. Journal or folio. It's like the rough note. Then after a while, after 1 week or 2 weeks, we will make them permanent by transferring the entries to a ledger. Okay. Therefore, the third and the seventh column, third and the seventh column are journal or folio number, page number and journal number. Okay. Then column 4 is meant for amount. How much money was transferred? Column 4 and column 8. Okay. Column 4 is the debit side amount. Column 8 is the credit side amount. Both of them will not occur on the same line. Okay. When debit occurs, Credit will be the next transaction, next entry. Okay, debit and credit, left side and the right side of the notebook. On the left side, we have debit. On the right side, we have credit. Okay, in total, there are 8 columns. We call it T accounting, T-shaped. T-shaped entry form. For debit, we have 4 columns. For credit, we have 4 columns. And there would be a divider between these two, a red color margin or divider between these two. It's called T-shaped, T accounting. Okay. This method of recording accounts in 8 columns of debit and credit is called T accounting. The headings and the divider combined together to form a shape like T, letter T. We call it T accounting. Okay. Then accounting has 3 major components. Accounting has 3 major components. One is recording. Second is classification. Classification means which ledger it should go to, which type of account it is, which ledger it goes to. Ledger. Ledger is a fair note. It's simple. You attend a class. It may be Tamil, English, Maths, Science, or Social Science. You keep one rough notebook. You write everything in a single rough notebook. It's the journal. Whereas you cannot create a fair copy on the journal itself. It's a scramble. Therefore, you take out Tamil notes into Tamil ledger. Notebook, a fair note is called ledger here. Okay. You take your Tamil notes to Tamil ledger. Then English notes to English ledger. Maths notes to Maths ledger. Instead of fair note, we call it ledger. Okay. Science entries to Science ledger. Social entries to Social ledger. Fair note is called ledger. Rough note is called journal. Correct. Rough note is called journal. Then there are 2 types of notebooks. One is the journal. The other one is the ledger. Okay. Journal is like the rough note. And ledger is like the fair note. It is classified. For each subject, you create a notebook, fair notebook. Similarly, for each head of account, you create a ledger. Okay. Understood? Okay, ma. Then we have given you a few details today. One is accounting is essentially about recording transactions and then verification of the transaction and then tallying. Tallying means all credits and all debits should be tallied and it should be balanced, 0. The net result should be 0. Okay. Then we have seen that it is recorded in an 8-column format. Okay. 4 columns for debit, another 4 columns for credit. Debit is receipt of money and loss of respect. When we lose respect and receive money, it is debit. When we gain respect and give money, it is credit. When we give money, we are credited. When we receive money, we are debited. It is when it is opposite to what we see from your bank statements or SMS. When you deposit money, your account is credited rupees something. When you take out money, your account is debited rupees something. Okay, you normally think that debit. When you increase the amount, you get a credit, or when you reduce the balance, you get a debit. It's not the case. When you gain respect by depositing money, you are credited. When you gain respect through the deposit of money, you are credited. Whereas when you lose respect by taking out the money, you are debited. That is the meaning. Okay, it's not money. You never think about money to understand debit or credit. When any transaction takes place, are you gaining respect? If you are gaining respect, you are given credit. When you are losing respect, you are debited. It's simple. Okay, therefore, whenever a transaction takes place, think about who is debitor, who is creditor, who gains respect, who loses respect. When you deposit money, bank is a debitor because it is receiving money with a smiling face. Okay, debitor. Then when you receive the money back, you are the debitor. Bank is the creditor. Okay. Okay, done. With this, we can think of stopping the theory portion. Okay, with fair coverage, we call the accounting system as the double entry system. We call the current accounting system as the double entry system because we enter two sides. One is the debit side, the other one is the credit side. Both sides are filled up for each transaction. One transaction generates two entries. We call it the double entry system. And the method is called T accounting. T accounting system. Okay, it originated from Italy. Originally, accounting system, all accounting systems originated from Italy. Okay, Italian princes, they were using the proper accounting system. We call the double entry system for maintaining accounts. From Italy, did we get all the accounting practices? All the world never knew how to make monetary transactions and entries. Okay, Italian system was adopted by all the world, and we now use it as a norm. Anywhere on the earth, Italian system, even without understanding, the credit and debit based system is adopted because it is easy to tally the money. Because what? Everything should add up to zero. That is a good concept. Okay, when we make any mistake, it is easy to find it. Okay. Okay, ma. We close the theory class now. We go to practical.